And this is the Mercedes-Benz Rangers postgame show, and a Rangers team playing out the string, able to string together 4 unanswered goals, and eureka! They have their first multi-goal comeback win of the year. Down 3-1 in the second period, the Rangers win it 5-3 in Florida. Inside our Delta MSG studios alongside Henrik Lundqvist and Brian Boyle, I'm John Giannone. It'll be a mostly forgettable game in a largely forgettable season for the Rangers, but memorable for a couple of players, and one of them is a guy we spoke about after the first period tonight. In fact, we interviewed him as well, and that's Matt Rempe, who was able to get a goal and an assist in this game, get himself some more ice time, and in an otherwise not much meaning game 81, he was able to put some meaning behind it for himself.
I love this game. He was engaged, he was involved all over the ice, and he talked about it in his interview that this means something to him. Every game down the stretch, playoffs, no playoffs, and as a young player, when you haven't played a ton of games, how you finish is something you bring with you for the rest of the summer, preparing for next season. So I'm sure he wants to end on a high note. And again, I love his game and made some really good plays out there.
Yeah, so much of this game is mental. So much has to do with confidence, and confidence can be fleeting. It's really interesting the headspace that these athletes have to get into because everybody is so good. And tonight it looked like he was going to get a regular shift right from the start. And you notice this is halfway through the second period about, and those are some wheels. He doesn't get a ton of reps driving to the net. He doesn't get a ton of shifts typically in games, and big men doesn't mix well with short minutes. But he was creating. You could tell that you didn't have enough time to dwell on mistakes because you had to go back out there, and he was starting to make plays. He has hands. He can move well. And it's good for him because he played to his strengths. You see him here. It doesn't have to look like Pavel Bure. It doesn't have to look like Nathan MacKinnon. He's going to look different because of his range, how long his arms and legs are. But he played to his strengths. He went north and he went fast. I thought his line mates did a really good job, Brodzinski and Kreider, playing a simple game, getting it in deep, getting it behind Florida's D. Been begging for this, I feel like, for months, and it was so effective for them tonight.
And you know this, Brian, similar size, and when you're a big player, positioning becomes even more important, right? Yeah. Because when you can use your size by having the right position, you're going to have such an advantage, right? So yeah. I think for him, moving forward, he's just going to get smarter and better and understand how he can use his size to his advantage.
No question. I think in those angles, those reps, and understanding how to get into those positions. When you first come into the league, you're worrying about your defensive posture or not getting beat, right? But now it's like, how do I get more creative? How do I become more effective offensively? You find those spots away from the puck. Your brain starts thinking that way, but that comes with reps.
Yeah.
And for Rempe, a third goal this season, now 4 goals, 6 assists in his young NHL career, a goal and an assist tonight. Another young guy, another guy for whom game 81 with their team out of the playoffs, this might have been an important night, was Zach Jones, and he was noticeable throughout his ice time.
I always like the way he skates. You know, he can move really well on the blue line. We've seen him on the power play when he's been in the lineup, and tonight you saw him be very involved, jumping into place and really forcing Florida to defend a lot, because he likes to take shots as well. But the way he skates, to me, is his strength. And to join the rush like that adds so much to the Rangers' offense.
Yeah, and he has his head up a lot. He wants to create offensively. The NHL in 2025, you need 4 and sometimes 5 guys up in the rush and involved. So if you see where his chances are, he's patient here. That's a 3-on-4, but he gets the shot off. This is him down below the dots. He's creating. Watch him cut to the middle of the ice here. He's trying to penetrate the defense. What that does is get all the attention so he can distribute off wide. He's not going to shy away from physical contact. And here he is again, going right down Broadway, trying to get to the middle of the ice. But defensively, he was solid. I thought in his own zone, he got rid of it quicker. He wants to create. And sometimes when you don't play a lot, you try a little bit too much, or there's too much risk in his game. He was getting a regular shift. He knows he doesn't have anything to lose, but he played simple enough in his D zone where you could trust him. And then when he had an opportunity with time and space, he created for himself or for his teammates.
Yeah, Zach Jones had missed 6 of his last 8 games. This was game 45 for him tonight and part of a 5-3 Rangers win over the Florida Panthers. Let's hear from Matt Rempe. Let's start the post-game reaction there. Rempe begins by talking about playing on the same line with a guy who had 2 assists tonight, Chris Kreider.
It's fun. We were beaking each other all night, and we were having fun. Like, we were making plays, skating well, and obviously he's been a huge mentor to me. And so it's been great. So it was a lot of fun playing with him.
What did you see on the
Just went to the net and got the rebound.
Trocheck said the other night, you guys wanted to play for pride in these final 2 games. Do you feel like tonight was a good example of that?
Yeah, we obviously had a very disappointing season, and these 2 games we gotta play for Jersey and for fans and everything. And we want to go put out a good effort. So I'm happy with the win and gotta do it again Thursday.
Kind of figure that he would enjoy playing with Kreider.
Yeah, of course. He grew up watching Kreider probably, and now he gets the opportunity to play with him. And he talked about Kreider being a little bit of a mentor for him. Again, that line looked really good, and we talked about it on the show here, how there's a lot of players on this team that, I don't think they know what's going to happen next year. It's important for them to finish strong, not only for themselves, but also to let management know, like, listen, I'm here. I want to make a difference. I'm a professional. I'm going to finish on a high note. So I'm hoping to see another great performance on Thursday, even though they're not playing for crucial points.
Yeah.
Well, they're not, but they understand that those distractions, that's all they were all year long. And to look ahead or say we need to get it going because we're worried about what might happen, when you're able to just to focus on the game, and the best teams do this, no matter what the situation is, they're focused on the game and the task at hand. That's a pretty good team. It's a pretty good New York Rangers team. I think that's why this feeling and around the team has been so disappointing, because we know what they're capable of, and they know what they're capable of as well. So the fact that they go down into Florida in a tough building against a good team and come from behind and win a hockey game, they should feel good about themselves right now. But again, I think the taste in their mouth of what they let slip this year is going to be potent. Potent.
Yeah, it should be. That's for sure. Well, we said Matt Rempe had a goal and an assist. So did Juuso Parssinen. Let's hear from him in the dressing room after the win.
How big's the consistency element of your game, I guess? You've had stretches, good offense before, but just finding kind of the consistency.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing I'm working on. I'm trying to work on in the summer too, like consistency. I know sometimes I put up on, sometimes not. I'm playing good, playing bad, but the consistency is the most important thing. So
you obviously are eliminated from playoff contention, but what do you want to show, I guess, this team for next year about kind of the role you maybe could play?
Yeah, I mean, as the whole team, like, we're still trying to win, even though we're out of playoffs. Like, you always want to win. You always, like, we're playing for, like, we got to be proud. Proud of what we do and play for our fans, even though we're not making the playoffs. And, like, personally, just show my best, trying to make plays, be a solid center, because that's the spot I want to play on.
How have you enjoyed your Rangers experience so far?
It's been great. It's a really, really nice and good organization. We're treated very well here, so that's really nice, and the city as well. It's very nice to get to know the city as well, and the boys have been very good to me. So it's been a good month and a half or so.
I know you're a restricted free agent. Is it somewhere you'd want to stick around?
No, of course, yeah. Like I've loved my time here. It's only been 5-6 weeks maybe, but I've had a good time.
And he has bounced in and out of the lineup. Of course, he's also played for Colorado and Nashville. What do you see in the short sample size of Parssinen as a Ranger?
It's really difficult to find your footing in the NHL under the best of circumstances. And you listen to the kid. He wants to be a cerebral player. He wants to play a trusted 200-foot game. He's thrown into different situations. He's been on a few different teams. It's not easy. And for him to contribute, again, like Hank said about finishing the year strong, for him to be able to contribute, it was a simple enough play, but it was a beautiful finish, I thought. It was a nice connection from him and Keandre Miller. Those are things that you build towards. You have a better feeling in your mind, in your body when you're going for training. When the season ends, ultimately, you try to build yourself up, and you have a little bit of confidence that you can take with you to every training session.
Yeah, and he played 11 games for the Rangers. He had been scratched 11 times as well. Tonight, his second goal as a New York Ranger. We also saw Matthew Robertson make his NHL debut and get the solo skate when he came on the ice for pregame warmups. Matthew Robertson, Rangers' second-round pick back in 2019, wearing number 29. And here is Matthew Robertson on a night that he won't soon forget, making his NHL debut.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous, but the guys were super welcoming, very positive, and made it a lot of fun.
Yeah. First shift, it was eventful. I think you had a shot on like 5 seconds in, and then the icing. Just what kind of were the emotions on that shift?
Yeah, I mean, a great pass by JT in the first shift, and I got to bury that. But great chance.
I wasn't paying attention, but did you take a rookie lap?
I did, yeah. Got my rookie lap in, and I mean, it was a great experience. Something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
What were the emotions like leading into it, with the time you've waited for this opportunity to finally come in now?
Yeah, I mean, it's been my dream to wear the red, white, and blue since getting drafted in 2019. And, I mean, there's a lot of emotions going on. Just stepping out on the ice, wearing the jersey. And, there's a lot of emotions and a lot of nerves. And I was just very excited and proud of my family and everyone who's helped me get here.
How long did it take you, I guess, to settle in and feel comfortable?
I think each period got less nervous, and the guys were super welcoming and very positive, and made the transition very seamless.
When you look over and you're playing with a Norris Trophy winner, is that a little bit of a pinch me moment too?
Oh, for sure. I mean, just seeing that this morning, being paired with Adam Fox, and he made it a lot easier for me to just jump in there and just focus on my game. And I mean, one of the best D-men in the league, and something I'll remember forever.
What family? I know you said you weren't sure yesterday. What family ended up being able to make it?
My parents flew in, and my girlfriend.
Nice.
Yeah.
They were able to find Edmonton flights?
Yeah. So I think my parents flew into Winnipeg last night, and then flew in this morning. My girlfriend did the red-eye flight.
Nice.
Yeah.
Always just so cool. Jonathan Quick, 27 saves, career win number 404. He passes Grant Fuhrer for 13th all time.